I'll be back to stay. I'm sorry that it's been so long, the old man told the tombstones, scanning them that brisk fall day in 1969. It's not that I've forgotten you. It's not that I'm not proud that each and every one of you's a relative of mine. But living down in New Orleans, it's hard to make it back. We had to move in '45 so I could keep my job. Now we've got a bunch of grandkids. Dave and Joan have 3, and 7 more, 4 boys, 3 girls, belong to Sue and Rob. Addressing one small plaque, he said, "Lorraine, you drove on down to meet the grandkids just a couple of weeks before you died. Yet, even though they'd only met you 18 days before, Beth and I were deeply moved to see how hard they cried." Aiming once again another comment at the headstones, he continued, chuckling softly, "I can still recall trying hard to help the younger kids to understand how they were, in different ways, related to you all. Beth's a whole lot better at that sort of thing than me, got a better memory, even though you're not her kin. Be fun to bring them back sometime and take another shot, though without Beth, I guarantee I'd mess it up again. How you doing, Uncle Roy? Still smoking them cigars? I can still remember when you let me take a puff. And bless your heart there, Grandpa Jake. You taught me how to whistle, how to tie a walleye lure, and other nifty stuff. And you, Priscilla Bingham, made the greatest rhubarb pie I've ever had the fortune to deposit on my tongue. And you, her husband, Orville, were the black sheep of the family. I was told they found you at the elevator, hung. Hey there, Uncle Chester. You were Father's favorite brother. Many times he's bragged about your pretty singing voice. Neither he nor Mom can hold a tune, and every Sunday, sadly, sitting someplace far away is not a choice. People sitting next to them will try to drown them out by singing extra loud, but take my word, it doesn't help. Sometimes little kids will stare, and when their parents smack 'em, it always makes me chuckle down inside to hear them yelp. Howdy, Aunt Rebecca. This'll probably tick you off. Last night on a cooking show I'm glad you didn't see, some old gal was claiming that her apple marmalade was something she'd invented. But of course, that couldn't be. You were canning tons of marmalade when I was young, including apple. I should know. I used to pick a bunch, then ride them out to your place in the basket on my bike, for which you'd always pay me with a tasty little lunch. And Stella, you're the only one who never came at Christmas, even though we loved you so. And maybe I'm not right, but all that I can think of that would make you stay away is, ain't no way to say it nicely, Stella, you were tight. Exchanging names for buying gifts was simply not your style, and sending cards was also something else you never did. But why you never tied the knot, as pretty as you were, is something I've been puzzled by since I was just a kid. Years ago I overheard my mom and Aunt Dolores talking about how just before she married Uncle Ted, you spent several months with friends of Ted's in San Francisco. Coming back the Friday, they adopted Cousin Fred. Looking through the photographs of you from way back then, you're by far the finest looking gal in every one. And all the ones of Freddie, from a child to full-grown man, always makes me wonder if he might have been your son. I don't really need to know, so I won't bother Mother. But it's not hard to think so when I see him laid to rest, not with those who raised him from a child, but here with you. And if it's true, I wonder, was it his or your request? Mom and Dad are doing well. Both are quite forgetful. Howard had a minor stroke a year ago this May. Mom's all done with chemo, and to help them stay in shape, her and he will walk around the block most every day. Almost all the rest of you are kin I never knew. But even so, I'm really glad I got this chance today to stop and chat. And, by the way, it won't be all that long till what will be, of course, and I'll be back to stay.